Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome. I am Jody with Tire Mom School Digital on a journey towards financial freedom through digital marketing. And today we will be talking about a very important subject in the digital marketing space that a lot of people struggle with, which is, last but not least, as you can see on the screen, imposter syndrome. It is something that will happen to all of us regardless of what stage in our journey we are. But I wanted to come out here and speak about it for you to understand that it's normal, and also to give you some tips on how to deal with imposter syndrome if it happens to you. So welcome, good morning, happy Tuesday. How's it going? Welcome. Melissa, good morning. How's it going? Shades of Gabri, good morning. How's everyone doing today? Patty, good morning. Debs, good morning. Thank you, Mia. Thank you. Good morning. So, like I said, we're going to be talking about imposter syndrome. And one second. Take it off and throw that away. And please close the door.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry. Anyways, like I was saying, today we will be talking about imposter syndrome because it is something very important to discuss, because a lot of people start feeling once they get imposter syndrome that they are not worthy, Ash, good morning, of being in the space, or they are not worthy of everything that is coming. And not only imposter syndrome, also the comparison syndrome, when they start comparing themselves to everyone in the digital marketing space because they see that other people's are doing better than they are. I just need you to understand that that is completely normal, but I'm going to teach you ways, and we're going to discuss ways on how we can fight that when you do have to deal with imposter syndrome, okay? So welcome. I'm just going to wait a little bit longer before I get started. And 1 second, let me just share this. Please hold. And in the meantime, if anybody has any questions about anything, please don't hesitate to ask away. Like I said, I have been in this space a little over a year now. And after struggling for 6 months, like I'm talking about struggling to the max, it was just awful. I started second guessing myself. I started focusing on other people's success, what other people were doing. And I'm like, okay, but how come, I'm not seeing any success? How come it's not working for me? And I was showing up every day, and I had no strategy, right? So when you are in the digital marketing space, one thing I do have to say, that it is very, very important to understand what content pillars are. Not only understanding what content pillars are, but just have a mixture of everything when it comes to content. Lily, good morning. And I say this because at the beginning of my journey, I was only out here posting promotional content, talking about my product, telling you that you had to buy my product, showcasing everything inside my product. But that was all I was talking about. I did not take the time to talk about, my story or how my journey was going or anything along those lines. Thank you so much, Mia, for my heart puff. So I am coming out here and I am telling you that to save yourself the headaches, please understand your content pillars right from the beginning. Also take the time to learn everything that is inside your course. Like when I tell you that understanding your course inside and out is very, 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 like, I cannot stress this enough how important it is. You don't want to come out here promoting a product that you have no idea what it is. Okay, so let me just repeat that again. You don't want to come out here promoting a product that you have no idea what it is, because you are not going to be the authority figure when someone jumps into your live and asks you, hey, so what's the difference between this product and this product? And I get it that maybe you might not own one of the products, but for you to say, please hold, let me just open up my laptop over here and see if what you're asking is offered in inside the course that I have. You don't want that. Like when I tell you you don't want that, you don't want that. You want to be able to educate people. Like, let's say, for example, somebody jumps into my live and asks me, well, I've been thinking about SWC, but I also have been thinking about DWA. If somebody jumps in my live and says that, I can educate them hands down on what they can learn inside SWC. I'm not going to sit here and say, well, you need to go. You don't want to pressure them either into going into the course that you have, but you can be very honest and say, well, I don't have DWA, but I can tell you everything that SWC has, and you can kind of like give them the rundown and let them know that SWC is a beginner friendly course. It's a podcast style course. It comes in 2 different languages, and it's the only course out there that teaches over 15 ways to make money online. And you can showcase all the modules that you like from inside SWC, the high income skills that you have been able to learn inside SWC. And that's how you can attract them, right? But you want to be able to know what you're talking about. Carton, good morning. You want to know what you are talking about. April, good morning. That is very important. If you have no idea what you're talking about, you're going to lose them right there and then. And they're going to be like, okay, this girl has no idea what she's talking about, so why should I buy from her? So that is very important. Crystal, good morning. To know your product inside and out. It doesn't matter. Let me just give you an example. SWC 2.0 has a drop shipping module. It doesn't matter that I'm not interested in drop shipping, but I did take my time to review the drop shipping module because I wanted to be able, when anyone came into my live and asked, well, how good is the drop shipping module? How detailed is the drop shipping module? I wanted to be able to answer those questions and know exactly what I'm talking about. Like, oh my God, I don't do drop shipping personally, but the module inside SWC is very detailed. She goes over how to set up your account, how to find your product, how to do market research. I can, answer all those questions because I dissected the course from inside out. Regan, good morning. Welcome, everyone. Happy Tuesday. So like I said, that is the power of understanding and knowing your product is very, very, very important. I cannot stress this enough. So welcome. Let's see here. I don't let people jump on my live. If I don't know them, I'm sorry. Sorry. Does anybody have any questions for me? Any questions for me? What exactly are you going to be talking about? I'm sorry, but I don't know you. I can't just let someone jump into my live that I don't know. You can't just say, let me in, Yeah, that is going to be my topic for today. I am going to be talking about imposter syndrome. I'm just waiting for a few more people to join. And then I'm going to be discussing my topic here. We need to build that like trust factor before you. We need to build that like trust factor. I just don't let anyone just jump on my live. Haley, good morning. How's it going? How's it going? Oh my God, girl, those drinks you were sending me, I was like, please, I need me one of those. With how work has been, yesterday, good morning. It's going good. That's good. That's good to hear. Let me tell you one thing. Yesterday, something happened at my job that I was like, this is exactly why I am building my business, because I cannot be working for someone else. Yesterday, I was like, oh my goodness, I don't know what it is with some people that, they feel like they can just shit on others, because I don't know, but yesterday I had to bite my tongue a couple of times. Like it was just insane. Yeah. Yeah. And it wasn't even somebody that I work with. It's just that I have to do like, in my area, we have to do like what it's called chapter area work, where we do where we collaborate with other people. And I recently joined this group and I already regret, and we have to at least stay in the group for a year. And the girl that has been handling this group for a couple of years, she was a little yeah, she was a little demanding, and I did not like that. And I was like, oh, like I thought she was gonna take me out of character, but listen, Haley, I don't know. Thank the Lord Jesus that I don't know what happened. I was just like, oh, okay. Like literally, that's the words that came out of my mouth. I was like, oh, okay. Like I got this. And I bit my tongue, and I was like, I'm gonna get through this, because this is my full-time job, and I don't need to have a bad name out there, right? But it just sucks when you have to kind of like, the best reaction. You know what I mean? Like, you thought you were gonna get me out of character, but guess what? And we only have to do four events out of the year, and this is gonna be our first one. So we kind of like just divided and conquer what everyone was gonna do. But it's just like the entitlement. I don't know if it was because she's been doing this for a couple of years and she's been kind of like the lead for this, but it doesn't give her the, it doesn't. She didn't get the best of you. Is it first a quarter? Is it one a quarter? Is yes. Sorry. It took me a little bit. Yes, it's 1 1/4. So I was like, okay, we just, we're gonna get this out of the way. I already did I'm on my list. Literally yesterday, I handled all of my 3 tasks. Yesterday, I ended my day at almost 6 yesterday, because I wanted to just get my task out of the way. Just keep them very, very simple. But you best believe that when I have my one-on-one with my manager on Monday, I am so going to complain about this. I was like, I'm going to tell her I'm never working with this girl after this 4 events are over and done with. You're amazing, girl. You guys, thank you so much. But you know what? Like, coming from a person like me that I'm just like, nice, like I just like, I'm here like serving, trying to, because in reality this is just like extra work that we have to do. We don't want to, we don't have to, but it just looks good when you are doing your self-assessment, right? So that's why I kind of like to just and that's also how you network. So I like to be a little involved, not too much. But I just didn't like that. And I was like, this is exactly why that right there, I was like, this is why I need my business to thrive, because I can't be working for people. Exactly. It must be bad for you to feel this way. It was yesterday. It kind of like ruined my day. And I'm not even exaggerating. I kid you not. Yesterday, I was just like so upset. Thank God, I did not latch out on anyone. But I just like felt kind of like defeated for a minute, but then... But thank God, today is another day. I don't have to deal with them anymore today. So we're going to get through this, right? And I'm just waiting for a couple of more ladies to join so that we can talk about the infamous subject that so many of us struggle with in our digital marketing or our journey in the online space, which is imposter syndrome. So I'm excited to kind of like talk about it. People feel like a failure when they start getting imposter syndrome. But can I just say that it's completely normal for you to feel like that? let me just pull up my notes, and I'm gonna get started at 7:30 so that I know at what point I need to cut my videos, since you guys want me to start adding everything on YouTube. So let me just get my notes. Chris, good morning. Good morning. Sandra, good morning. So like I said, 7:30 on the dot. So let me just make sure, let me just share with the ladies that this live will benefit. Where are you? Melissa right here. Okay. Any questions for me before I get started? Any questions for me? Any questions? I need a vacation. I kid you not. I need a vacation to just tan under an umbrella. Yes, that's exactly what I do. When I go to the beach, when I go to the pool, you will catch me under the shade. I don't like the sun too much on my skin. No, I'm tired of the cold. Take me with you. I am so done. Haley, with the colds. Like, right? It's awful. And then the snow, and let's call it ice, because every time I go outside with Ivy, I feel like I'm gonna bust my buns out there with how icy it is out there, because it was a little like not that cold yesterday. So the snow started like melting, and then wherever the snow melts, that's just gonna turn into ice, because it was just like nice for a small period of time. I think after this live, I need to go grab me a coffee. I think I need a coffee today. Today, I think it's just gonna be one of those days where I'm gonna need a coffee. Okay, well, I'm not going to wait till 7:30. I'm just going to get started, and you guys just please tap that screen away. We have goals for today, so tap away, and if you have any questions at all, just drop them in the comments, and I will pause and kind of like answer your questions, okay? So, we're going to be talking about imposter syndrome, because a lot of people just this is something that it is normal to happen, and I kind of like want to tell you that it's okay, and kind of like give you some tips on how we're gonna deal with that when we go through it. Okay, so what is imposter syndrome, right? It is feeling like a fraud despite achievements, and fearing of being exposed. Okay, so who really experiences imposter syndrome? Anyone, any entrepreneur, anyone in the digital marketing space. I know for a fact that I did when I first started my journey. Anyone in, any creators, just anyone in general. It doesn't have to be really in the digital marketing space. It's just like anyone in general that is starting something new for them, okay? That they start kind of like fearing, failure or like they're being an imposter for succeeding if they start seeing success. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you how there is multiple types of imposter syndrome. You thought it was just one, but I'm gonna give you Dr. Young's framework, which I found very interesting, and then I'm gonna kind of like break each of them down. Okay, so there's the perfectionist. Okay, this one sets impossible goals and feels like a failure when they don't meet them. Okay, and that's why I stress, be very mindful when you are setting goals on Monday or whenever you set your goals. Okay, then we have the superwoman or the superman. Oh my God, this almost feels like me. Okay, this one feels like they need to excel in every role. I kid you not, that's me, hands down. That's me. Listen, I think I wear a cape, and if you are a mom, you know for a fact, you know exactly what I'm talking about. We are out here proud with our cape, just like wherever we walk, it's like the cape is just like flying, right? You know what I mean? So, and then we have the natural genius. This one believes they should succeed effortlessly. Like, okay, we have the soulless, right? Refuses to ask for help out of fear of being seemed incompetent. Okay, and then we have the expert. This one needs to know everything before they feel worthy. So we're going to like dive deep into examples and signs of, when you're dealing with imposter syndromes and how you can avoid that, okay? So I'm going to give you some examples of signs that you are going through imposter syndrome. So fear of failure or mistakes. Okay, so an example of this, if someone spends weeks perfecting a presentation, fearing one mirror error will ruin their credibility. Or another example is avoiding launching a product because it's not ready yet despite positive feedback. So let's just say you, like, for example, I created the hook strategy that has been very successful for me, that has allowed me to grow, and I kind of like test it out and gave it to a couple of people because I wanted them to test it out, and they gave me positive feedback like, this is good. So before I turned it into a paid product, I went ahead and I got feedback from people that tested out my strategy. Okay, if I were dealing with imposter syndrome, I would not take that feedback. I would still hold back on releasing that product, right? That feedback would have not been enough for me to release my product. Okay, I would have looked for any example, any excuse pretty much to make it quote unquote perfect to release the product. That's just an example. Okay, so another one is downplaying achievements. Okay, and two examples of this is a digital marketer hits their first 10K month but says it's just luck, anyone could do it. Right? So they're not really like embracing the fact that they made 10 months so effortlessly by saying anyone can do it, right? So they're downplaying their success. Okay, so if you did that, pat yourself in the back and just kind of like, instead of saying like anyone could do it, maybe say, or point out your strategy, or if it was hard, or at any point if you struggled, talk about all the struggles or everything that kind of like led you to make those 10K months. Okay, and another example is, after being praised for a successful campaign, you respond with, oh, it was nothing, I had help. You know what I mean? Like, if you are getting praise for something, take it. Take it, okay? And this is how you can identify if you are dealing with imposter syndrome, okay? So another sign of imposter syndrome is overworking to prove yourself. And two examples of this is working 12 hours a day to keep up with peers, even when others view you as you are excelling, okay? Like, you're doing better than anyone else, but yet you feel the need to overly work yourself, right? And you're, at the end of the day, you're going to burn yourself out. So don't do that to yourself. These are relatable. And I wanted to speak on these because yes, they are relatable, and I have dealt with them, and that's why I kind of like wanted to talk about it, right? And then the other one is rechecking a task multiple times because you fear someone will find flaws. Okay? Like, if this one right here couldn't be any more accurate, because till this day, I do this all the time. Let me just say I'm getting ready to send an email to a distribution list that there's going to be important people out there. I think I read that email multiple times. And not only that, I'll send it to like one of my peers and say, hey, what do you think about this? And even after they say, oh, it looks good, right on, I still have to like reread it. I don't feel comfortable, right? Because I'm like, oh my God, what if, they don't understand the message or whatever it is. That one I still deal with till this day. Okay, so my favorite imposter syndrome is the constant comparison. Oh my God, the constant comparison. And we actually touched base on this yesterday. One of my mentees was saying how she's constantly comparing herself to others in the digital marketing space. And what did I say to her? You need to mind your business, okay? You need to mind your business and focus on your journey, on you, and forget about everyone else, okay? So examples of this is a mompreneur compares her follower counts or course sales to others, assuming she's falling short. Your journey is not going to be the same as my journey. So you need to embrace your journey and forget about anyone else. Because when you take too much time to focus on other people's journey, you tend to paralyze yourself to move forward. So this is what I mean with mind your business, okay? And just push forward. Forget, clear out the noise. And one thing that helped me deal with imposter syndrome, believe it or not, is that some accounts that I knew that were affecting my growth, I got rid of. I'm sorry, not sorry, okay? These accounts are just like truncating my growth. So they need to go. I would unfollow those accounts. So do that for yourself as well. If you feel, let's just say you are, and this is just an example, you are in the pet niche and all you see is like massive accounts, like the accounts, in the pet niche that are making like thousands, $100,000s, right? With brands partnership, with their dog, whatever it is. But yet you just started your journey with your dog, and that's affecting you because you start kind of like second guessing being in the pet niche. You start saying to yourself, what am I doing wrong? Why am I not seeing that success yet? Roxanne, good morning. How you feeling? I hope you're doing better. Right? So that's what I want you to do. I want you to just like forget about it and just embrace your journey, because your time will come. It's just a matter of time when. But if you are not showing up, you're not going to see the magic happen. Okay. I'm sure that these massive accounts started exactly where you started as well. Okay. So another example of the comparison syndrome is scrolling on social media and thinking I'll never be as successful as that other person. Okay. Or my favorite, spending way too much time scrolling, right? Getting better. Thank you. I'm doing good. I am here today, talking about imposter syndrome, which is something that we all deal with. And I have some tips for you ladies. Okay. Because, I'm going to tell you how to kick rocks when you are dealing with imposter syndrome. And I'm glad that you're feeling better. Okay. Okay. Amen. Yes. Right. So I see a lot of people, and I'm going to call you out, and that spend way too much time. Instead of focusing on them, they spend way too much time scrolling and just like trying to dissect someone else's success. And I can actually speak on this because I used to be that person. I'm not going to sit here and say that was not me, right? That wasn't me. But I sat one day and I said, the amount of time that I am spending on someone else's account, I can be putting effort into my business. Okay, I don't take the time to scroll unless I'm not looking for trending audios for inspiration on the type of content. You won't see me, and it doesn't take me long. When I tell you it doesn't take me long to find the trending audios that I'm gonna use for the week, no, it doesn't. Because on IG, I'm gonna give you a little tip. On IG, when you find a trending audio, it has the arrow facing up. All you have to do is click on that trending audio, and then on the little arrow facing up, and that arrow is going to open up all the last 50 trending audios that are trending on the app. Okay, so hello, we're working smarter, not harder. So from there, I am going to grab a couple of audios, save them, and to get some inspo on what kind of content I want to be creating. If I notice that, the trending audios is like a dancing, I'm going to see if there's a dance attached to it. And that's what I do. I don't waste too much time. Just like, before I used to just just like scroll for hours, you know, and I would find the perfect video that I wanted to imitate that was attached to that trending audio. I don't want you doing that anymore. No, I don't want you doing that anymore. Okay. And then last but not least on signs of imposter syndrome is the difficulty accepting compliments, okay? So an example, Akali says, you're so creative, right? And your immediate response is, not really, I just got lucky this time. What? What? You know what I mean? I know that till this day, I think I still struggle a little bit with that one, because when people tell me, right, Trixie, good morning. When people tell me, wow, your account looks really nice. Instead of me taking the compliment, I have to I don't know why it is that I feel the need to tell them thank you so much. But like, why do I need to add that but in there? It's almost like I want to do it to kind of like give them hope, right? That it's gonna take time to get there. I think that's why I do it, right? I'm like, thank you so much, but my account didn't always do it that way. And I don't think I do it because I have fear of imposter, or I'm just like having issues accepting the compliment. Is more because I want them to understand that it takes time to properly know how to brand yourself, if that makes sense. Okay. But I don't know, maybe I shouldn't, throw the butt in there. I don't know. See, now I need to do a little bit of research on that. Does it have to do with imposter syndrome? I don't know. But like I said, I have to let them know that, it took time. And then I tell them like, Nana, good morning. And then I tell them, you know what, like scroll all the way down into my TikTok account for you to see that it took time for me to get to where I am today. Like I have to throw that out there. Okay, so what are root causes, okay, of imposter syndrome? Okay, it could be upbringing, it could be cultural and societal pressures, it could be workplace environment or personality traits. Good morning. Okay, and I'm gonna give you an example of each. So for upbringing, an example is growing up with parents who praise only straight A's or significant achievements. Okay, this leads to equating self-worth with accomplishments. Okay, an example could be being constantly compared to a perfect sibling. Oh my God, this just brings me back to my parents, saying that, like, why can't you just get good grades like your sister? Or why can't you just like, play sports like your cousin? You know what I mean? Tell me if this does not bring you back to somewhere in your childhood lifetime, because it sure brought me back. Okay. So, just how I was saying, being constantly compared to a perfect sibling or a family member, internalizing a belief that you're never good enough. Okay. Am I out preaching here? Am I preaching or what? Because I want you guys to keep tapping that screen if I am preaching, period. Okay. So then cultural and societal pressures. An example, women in a male dominating industries often feel the need to overperform to prove their worth. If listen, for a fact that this is like 100%, this one right here that I just said is 100% accurate, because in my old department, there was a guy and there was me doing the same job, and I always felt like I had to, I don't even know how to say this, but I felt like I always had to like overwork myself to prove that I could, because the manager that I had at the time, I feel like he just saw women as less than. Like, when I tell you that when I got out of that, and I love that, what I did at that role, but it's just like the manager, like, I kid you not, it's like, felt like men were superior. And I don't know, I just didn't sit well with that. Even though I love the job, I'm like, I can't continue in an environment like this. Okay. And that is the reality, that till this day, we are looked as that we can't accomplish things, when in reality we can. I'm sorry, but we do more. Period. We do more, okay? And another example of this is a person of color working in a predominantly Caucasian workplace may feel they need to be twice as good to be seen as competent. And I have to use very raw examples, and I hope I'm not what is it? I'm not hurting anyone's feelings, or I'm coming out harsh, but these are like very much accurate examples and that go on till this day in our daily lives. So that's why I want it to be as raw as possible and as honest as possible as well, because I just keep it 1,000 anyways. Okay, one second, I need a sip of my water. Okay, so for workplace environment, an example of this: a toxic boss constantly micromanages and undermines employees and creating self-doubt, right? And then being surrounded by high achievers and feeling like you don't belong even if you're equally talented, okay? I wanted to make this imposter syndrome lesson not just about digital marketing, but life in general, because I wanted you to see how this can correlate to us dealing with imposter syndrome. It's not just in the digital marketing space. It's literally from things that happen to us in our childhood era that kind of like it's kind of like hindering, and that's why we're dealing with it, and that's why we're dealing with imposter syndrome. Ariana, Chloe, good morning. Okay, and last but not least, in the in the root causes, the personal traits. Example of this is a perfectionist who believes anything less than 100% is a failure, and an introvert who feels uncomfortable in meetings and assumes their quieter nature means incompetence. Okay, accumulation of life experience. Yes. Ariana, thank you so much for the follow. Right? Exactly, Roxanne. Exactly. Right? And what are the effects and personal and thank you so much for my heart me. Right? And what are the effects of personal and professional life? Okay. It could be mental health. It could be a stalled career. It could be a strained relationship. So for mental health, right? The constant self-doubt leads to sleepless nights, overthinking and chronic stress, and anxiety about being found out, or causes of procrastination, or creating a cycle of guilt and overwhelm. Like I tell you, it goes back to like what Roxanne said, accumulation of life experience. And it may be for the stalled career. It could be turning down a promotion because you think you're not ready or capable enough, even though your manager disagrees, right? And then refusing to take a leadership role because you feel you don't have the expertise. If they are vouching for you, it's for a reason. But I get it that when we are dealing with imposter syndrome, we don't believe anything, okay? Because we are just stuck in believing that we are not worthy of, okay? And then I'm gonna give you, let's just jump into the strategies. I go through that, right? But I'm gonna give you strategies to deal with that, because it's time that we kick rocks to the imposter syndrome, okay? Because we are worthy of everything that are coming our way, but we need to get out of our heads, right? We need to really get out of our heads so that we can start embracing and just welcoming all the success coming into our lives, okay? So I'm going to give you specific strategies for entrepreneurs and digital marketers. Thank you so much for my heart puffs. Thank you. Right? So use of imposter syndrome as a fuel for growth. Okay? Let me just repeat that. Use imposter syndrome as a fuel for growth. Thank you so much for my heart puffs, right? So an example, instead of focusing on fear, okay, tell yourself, if I feel this way, I'm stepping out of my comfort zone, and that's where growth happens, okay? It's time. I say this all the time. Thank you so much. Thank you, Ariana, for helping me reach my goal. right? It is time that I said it, 2025 is about taking action. And how are we going to how are we taking action? We need to get comfortable with the uncomfortable, okay? And you need to start telling yourself that, right? That you are worthy of. You are going to make it happen. Again, instead of focusing on the fear, I want you to tell yourself, if I feel this way, I am stepping out of my comfort zone, and that's where growth happens, right? And that's how we're going to use that feeling to fuel our growth, because yes, we can. Okay. And I want you to share your journey transparently. Okay. Post on social media about how you overcame self-doubt, how you overcame limiting beliefs to launch your course or to grow your audience. This makes you relatable and builds trust when you are honest. You know that I come out here and I tell you guys how I've been able to make over $30,000 in the digital marketing space, but I am also very raw about how I got there. Okay. And I am also very blunt about how I struggled for a really long time before I ever made my first sale. Okay. I don't give you just the cuteness, right? The, oh my God, I've only seen success. It's so easy. No, you're never going to hear that from me. I'm going to tell you, yes, I've been successful, but I'm also going to back it up by telling you the struggles, right? And tell you things. And I tell you so that you can avoid those things, so it doesn't take you as long as it took me to see success in this space. Okay, so remember, you're not alone. Okay, research shows that even people like Oprah Winfrey, to name a few, Sheryl Sandberg, have experienced imposter syndrome. Okay, and I had to do the research on that because I want you guys to know that it's just this happens to just anyone. It doesn't have to be just us, right? It happens to famous people. It happens to well-known people, right? We have all dealt with it, okay? And focus on serving others. I want you to shift your focus to the value you bring to your audience instead of your insecurities. And how are you going to do that? By asking yourself, how can I help my audience today? Okay, how can I help my audience today? Let me tell you something. Imposter syndrome is the same thing as the comparison syndrome, right? They are all in the same circle, right? They are going. What is one thing they all have in common is that they are going to keep you paralyzed from moving forward. I don't need you with the paralysis analysis, right? No, I need you moving forward, okay? And just getting things done, okay? And if you, one thing that helps is, Chrissy, good morning, is surrounding yourself by people that are gonna give you that push when you need it, okay? And as for my community, I know for a fact that is something that I preach out here. If you need encouragement, because sometimes we just need somebody to let us know, like, you're just overthinking that. You are, you're gonna be fine. You got this, girl. Just keep pushing forward. Okay. Sometimes we just need that, and that is okay. Don't feel like, you're a failure because you're asking for help. No, because 9 out of 10, that person that you're asking for help has been in the same shoes that you are. Okay. Good morning, Maria. Okay. So imposter syndrome versus a true assessment. Okay. I want you to recognize the difference. Okay. Imposter thought, I'm not experienced enough to sell my course. Okay. Melissa, you came just in time, girl, right? And then the reality, you've successfully used digital marketing strategies yourself and gained results. Your experience is valuable, okay? So that's how you're gonna shift the imposter syndrome to your true self, okay? So identity growth areas, okay? So an example, you feel nervous about creating videos, right? About putting yourself out there because you lack camera skills. Instead of letting it stop you, take public speaking or video editing courses, or maybe start, faceless. Good morning. How's it going? Or maybe not speak directly on the camera, but like I was saying, maybe start doing B-roll. Maybe start doing B-roll content, okay? Where you are in the camera, but not like all up in, like me, that I'm all up in the camera because I just, I have no shame, right? All up in the camera. It took time. Turkish Dumpling, thank you so much for the follow. Thank you, Roxanne, for my heart puffs. It took me time to get comfortable in front of the camera, right? So what are you gonna do, right? You can start doing B-roll. It could be you washing the dishes, or it could be you walking. Yes. Let me get back to the comments at the top so I can make sure. Thank you for always being real and caring. Nothing imposter about you. Thank you so much, Roxanne. Appreciate you, girl. I know you're talking to me. Okay, so B-roll. I'm gonna break down B-roll, okay? And I am just gonna turn my camera on very quickly because I want to explain. Change your goal, period. And I'm just gonna turn my camera on because I want you guys to see this quick example. Okay, so this is gonna be B-roll. Let me just get some props. Okay, literally this could be B-roll. I am just mindfully here minding my business, right? And I am just like, I'm gonna start recording myself writing in my notebook. I'm gonna turn this, I'm gonna just like count in my head 1 2 3 4 5, but slow, guys, slow. 1 2 3 4 5 6, right? Okay, so this video right here that I recorded is B-roll because I am doing something else. I'm not directly talking at the camera. And then I'm gonna use this area right here, this blank area right here, to write my point of view, right? To write my point of view, to if it's a statement, if it's a quote that I want to put, whatever it is, or the messaging or your hook, whatever it is, that is B-roll. You can literally be doing anything. It could be that I am outside playing with Ivy, like I am tossing the ball and she'll bring it back to me, and I am literally, if you guys want to know, if you guys want examples of B-roll content, go look at my account. Any B-roll that I am literally just doing anything mindlessly, like sometimes I do a lot of B-roll on my laptop, right? That I'm acting like I'm, working on my laptop, right? And then I have my hook, on top, right? That you could just read it. That is B-roll content. When you also do point of view, if you're a mom, if you're a burnt out mom that is tired of, living paycheck to paycheck, you ran into my account for a reason. That is also B-roll content, those point of views, okay? Period. Can you spell that? B-roll? You want me to spell? Oh, I have allergies. You want me to spell B-roll? See, that's how you mindlessly, let me just I'm just here like, this could be me creating right? And then right here, I'm going to use all this space right here. I'm gonna use it, and that is B-roll. Okay, you could do B-roll folding your laundry. Odalisa, right? Odalisa knows because Odalisa pays attention. Right? That is B-roll content. When you are just doing, you know why I love B-roll content? Because people are nosy. They want to know. People just want to know what you're doing, okay? And then it could be that you're folding laundry, but people want to know. They're going to read the comments. What is this girl talking about? And that's why B-roll content is so powerful. And that's why people, a lot of big creators, they focus a lot of their energy just creating B-roll content. And one thing I absolutely love about B-roll content, guys, is that you can repurpose. Okay? You can use the same video and just change the hook or whatever it is, or whatever the point of view. I could do my first point of view. If you're a burnt out mom, tired of living paycheck to paycheck, you run into my page for a reason. If you are a mom that is tired of budgeting in your coffees, your Starbucks coffee, you ran into my page for a reason. And I'm targeting moms because I'm a working mom and that's my target audience, right? If you are a mom that is tired of not being present for your kids, I got something for you. Meet me in the captions. That simple, guys. Jari, by the way, one day you need to share what you put in your coffee. I have no coffee today. Water. And I was just saying how I'm gonna need coffee today. As soon as I'm done with this live, I'm gonna go to Starbucks. But remember how I said that I'm cutting down my Starbucks trips? So I need to be very mindful what days I pick it, because I am only so from Starbucks, my to-go coffees are caramel macchiato, light on the caramel drizzle. I don't like too much caramel on my coffee, with almond milk. That's my first order. My second to go to that I've been drinking like religiously is a shaken espresso with almond milk. And a caramel shaken espresso with almond milk. My coffees have to be with almond milk, okay? And then the last one that I've been trying and is so good because I just like the cinnamon taste to it is the the brown sugar oat shaken espresso, but instead of oat milk, I do almond milk. It just has that like cinnamon and vanilla taste to it, and I love it. Okay, so those are my go-tos. Okay, so I'm gonna turn my camera off, and now I'm like hot. Now I'm like, I need to take my cardigan off because, okay. But I hope that answered the B-roll questions. And let me just scroll up to make sure I didn't miss anyone's comments. Change your goal. Okay. Melissa, did that make sense? Okay. And Trixie, you said spell that. Do you mean like B-roll? Is that what you mean? Like B-roll content? Okay. Okay. So let me see where I left off. Make sure you guys keep tapping that screen. We're going for 20K today. 20K. 20K. Okay. So let me just continue. Okay. So you're going to identify, right, your growth area. So an example, you are welcome. Okay. So yeah, B-roll. Trixie, B-roll. You are most welcome. So the growth area example, right? How I was saying, you feel nervous about creating video content because you lack camera skills. Instead of letting that stop you, take, like I said, you could take editing. Good morning, Tude. You could take a video editing class. When I tell you that I relied so much on YouTube, I kid you not. I kid you not. Like, I wanted to learn how to edit my videos on CapCut. I use YouTube, okay? Because you're doing research and these courses teach you how to edit as well. But if you feel like, for me, I always want more. I always want more. Like it's not that I'm seeking perfection. It's just that I want to come out here like, and for my work to look somewhat well put together. So I like to do a lot of research, and maybe there's features that I can learn how to use. So that's mainly why I also like to use YouTube, and I learn about a lot of features that I had no idea that were inside CapCut, and thanks to YouTube University. That's all I had to say. Had to put that out there, okay? So reframing the limiting beliefs, okay? So the imposter thought, I'm terrible at selling, okay? And even your voice sounds that way, right? And you're gonna reframe that to selling is a skill I can learn and I'm improving every day. Okay, so see how you shifted what you were telling yourself, like, oh my God, remember what I said about the negative Nancys? We don't need them. We don't need them, okay? We need to train our brains into what we want it to believe, okay? The brain is a very powerful thing. It literally, Ciara, good morning, it believes everything you tell it. Okay, and that is why I struggled so much at the beginning of my journey. I have to say, I struggled with imposter syndrome, comparison syndrome, and I would sit and complain for hours about, oh my God, I can't do this. Everything. It was like, I can't do this. But it was so much the amount of times that I would tell myself I can't do it that I couldn't do it. Okay, because I started believing it. I started believing it because I told myself so much that I can't do it. I believed it. Okay. But that's not going to happen to you, because I'm telling you right now how you're going to like get rid of that. Okay. And, let's see. So that was a little bit of, so I want to ask you guys a question. Have you ever felt like you didn't deserve your success? And if you have, what did you do about it? And I want you guys to drop this in the comments. Like, this is honest questions that I'm asking you all, that I want to know how you guys deal with that. Or is there any area in your life where you feel like you are an imposter? And if you have it, then let's talk about it. Jahaira, good morning. Let's talk about it. Let's rephrase those thoughts, okay? I want to know. And I want you to write this question down because I want you to ask yourself this. You don't necessarily have to answer this, but I want you to think about this so that you know what triggers you, okay? I want you to ask yourself what triggers your imposter syndrome and what strategies have worked for you to overcome it, or start looking for strategies that will help you to overcome it. And of course, you know, I can't do this live without having some quotes for you guys, right? Remember one of my favorites. Remember, Rose, good morning. Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. Okay, Carmen, good morning. Joyce, good morning. Let me repeat that, okay? Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. So are you going to tell me that because you're dealing with imposter syndrome, you're going to let that stop you? No, because no business, good morning, no business, B, good morning is going to be perfect, okay? But you are going to continue pushing forward, right? Because the courage inside of you, the whys, right? The whys that got you to getting started is going to be your biggest force to keep pushing forward, okay? And doubt kills more dreams than failure ever did. So stop doubting yourself, okay? Stop doubting yourself. And that's what I mean when I come out here and I say, doing the affirmations is very important. Just every morning, if you could just tell yourself, I am worthy of, I am successful, I will do this, speak very positively to yourself, okay? And last but not least, the biggest barrier to success is fear of failure, okay? But if you are not out here making, these, getting comfortable with the uncomfortable, right? You're never going to see the breakthrough. Okay. So you just need to show up every day for your business, show up for you, and always remember, I cannot stress that enough, to always remember your whys. Okay. Always remember your whys. Now I am going to pause and I'm gonna, ask, do you guys have any questions about anything imposter syndrome? Please ask away. Please ask away. Oh my God, don't tell me I'm gonna have to play some music in the back. I have yet to connect that little thing, that stand that has the speaker. I haven't even taken it out of the box yet. Let's talk about it. What do you guys have for me? What do you guys have for me? Or how do you deal? Because I know for a fact everyone in this life has dealt with imposter syndrome, and maybe my strategies might not help, but maybe your strategy might help someone else in this life. So drop it in the comments. How do you normally deal with imposter syndrome? I already gave you all my strategies, how I deal with it. So how do you deal with it? I want to know. Or we can most certainly sit in silence here. I have no problem sitting in silence here. No problem. But I'm hoping that that's not what we're gonna... Really? No questions for me? No questions? Can you repeat? Yeah, of course, right? So I'm going to go back to kind of give you a breakdown of everything that I just went over. So, right, imposter syndrome is feeling like a fraud despite achievements and fearing to being exposed. Okay, so I kind of gave, this one was, I had to bring this out because I had no idea that there were so many imposter syndromes out there, right? I thought they were all the same, but once I took Dr. Young's, her name is Valerie Young. I took her framework and then things started making sense to me, and I already knew in what category I was gonna put myself. Okay, so there's according to her framework, there is 5 types of imposter syndrome. So we have the perfectionist. So this one sets impossible goals and feels like a failure when they don't meet them. Then we have the superwoman / superman. That's me. That was me at one point, okay? Feels they need to excel in every role. Talene, good morning. Then we have the natural genius, believes they should succeed effortlessly, right? I know a lot of us are the superwoman imposter, okay? Then we have the soulist, refuses to ask for help out of fear of seeming incompetent, okay? And then we have, last but not least, we have the expert, right? Needs to know everything before they feel worthy. So those were the examples of the imposter syndrome types according to Dr. Valerie Young's framework. And then I'm going to give you some signs of imposter syndromes and kind of like some examples, okay? So if you're dealing with any of these signs or symptoms, that's for sure I'm number one for sure, right? I'm going to tell you how to deal with them. So we have fear of failure or mistake. Sorry, I'm in the office listening, so I may be able to. That's absolutely okay, Melissa. But you know what? This live was dedicated to you after you were telling me how you're dealing, everything you've been dealing with. This is in dedication to you. So as long as you're listening, that's all that matters. That is all that matters, okay? So, signs and symptoms of imposter syndrome: fear of failure or mistakes, okay? So an example of this is, someone spends weeks perfecting a presentation, fearing one mirror error will ruin their credibility. I'm number 2. I am definitely number 2 for sure. Girl, appreciate you. Oh, of course. Good morning, Lorraine. I hope you're feeling better. I hope you're at 100 now. Good morning. And then we have the downplaying achievements. And an example of this is after being praised for a successful presentation, a successful, job that you did, whatever it is, you respond with, oh, it was nothing. I had help, So right there, you are downplaying something that you achieved. Thank you so much for my lightning bolt. Thank you. Right. And then we have overworking to prove yourself. So an example of this is working 12-hour days to keep up with peers or rechecking a task multiple times because you fear someone will find a flaw or an error in whatever work you did. Okay, damn, that might be me too, right? So the constant, and this is my favorite symptom and sign of imposter syndrome, because guess what? This is something that we as digital marketers hands down deal with. Constant comparison. The constant comparison, okay? The constant comparison syndrome, it is actually a symptom of imposter syndrome. I always give credit to everyone else around me for my success. See what I mean? See what I mean? Right there, you are downplaying your achievement. So that's where we know more. That is a no-no, okay? We're not going to be doing that anymore, okay? If we did it, pat yourself in the back and take the praise, okay? So the constant comparison, an example of this: a mompreneur compares her follower count or course sales to others, assuming she's failing short. Remember how I tell you guys all the time, this is a marathon, not a sprint. And I also tell you to mind your business and focus on your journey, because my journey is not going to look like your journey, and your journey is not going to look the same as mine. Just focus on yours. I get it. I absolutely get it that it is going to happen to us, but how are we going to deal with that? And I was saying earlier, right? I had to remove a bunch of accounts, right? I am minding my Latina business, period, Lorraine, period. And I agree, amen, that I'm glad you're feeling better too, right? So mind your business. I know it sounds harsh when I come out here and I say mind your business, but I truly mean it. I truly mean it. Like, mind your business, okay? Focus on what you need to focus, okay? So another example of the constant comparison is scrolling on social media and thinking I'll never be as successful as her. Okay. You know for a fact, if you guys have been joining my live for a while, you know for a fact that how many people join my live and are always talking about, how they spend, hours scrolling on social media, like the amount of hours they spend on social media just scrolling, worrying about what others, are doing, what success that they've been able to attain. I decided to stop doing that because I was also doing that. When I did that, I was like, wow, it was draining me. It was truly draining me. So instead of you scrolling without a purpose, I want you to take all that energy to focus on your business. Good morning, Cassie. I hope you're feeling better today. Drum roll. Doom scrolling. No bueno. No, it's not. It's absolutely no good. When you're a beginner, can I just say that it is going to happen? It hands down, you're gonna catch yourself scrolling because yes, you're gonna start thinking like, what should I be talking about? Like, what kind of content should I be creating? So if you are doing market research, that's fine, but I really don't want you spending too much time scrolling. Okay, it's hard to see the comments when with your light background. Okay, so I know next time not to do the light background. I'm sorry about that because it kind of like blends in. I see it. I get what you're saying. I'll make sure that's a big no-no. Thank you. Thanks for the feedback. So like I was saying, right? I don't want you spending too much time focusing on what others are doing because you can take that energy to focus on maybe figuring out how you're going to do your email campaign, how you are going to start batch creating content, how you're going to, properly use ChatGPT to be your virtual assistant. Okay. How you are going to break down your content pillars, right? How, like when I tell you that the opportunities here are endless, but you just have to focus on you, okay? And then the root causes, this was like my favorite. This is like, because I was like, okay, right? So root causes of imposter syndrome, not just came in to say hi, talk to you later. Have a wonderful day, Cass. Thank you so much for stopping by, right? So the root causes behind imposter syndrome they come from the way that we were brought up. Believe it or not, I was like, okay, when I was doing my research to host this live, I was like, okay, and let me give you some examples of that. You're probably wondering, like, what are you talking about? It comes from your upbringing. It could be for cultural and societal pressures. It could be a workplace environment. It could be personal traits. And I'm going to give you examples of each. So for upbringing, it could be growing up with parents who praise only A's or significant achievements. This leads to equating self-worth with accomplishments. Or it could be that your parents were constantly comparing you to a perfect sibling or a family member and internalizing a belief that you are not good enough. Okay? Tell me, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? And also for the cultural and societal pressure, it could be a woman in a male dominating industry often feel the need to overperform to prove their worth. This one, till this day, this one is very much accurate. And let me repeat that one. A woman, the cultural and societal pressure, the woman in a male-dominating industries often feel the need to overperform to prove their worth. Okay? Wait 1 second. Sad to say Hispanic parents are like this. Yes. And that's what I'm saying. That is what I'm saying. And I'm not gonna, I don't want you guys to feel like I'm being conceited by saying this, but I'm just gonna give you an example of this. I was an A grade student. Like, I was just like, I could be fooling around, and I was a social butterfly, and people tell me, like, come on, I've always been a social butterfly, but in school, I was a social butterfly. But the minute I was inside my class, I was like, That's it. It's like I was all business, right? My parents used to pay us to get good grades. Okay. Leslie, good morning. I know this sounds awful, but my parents, not my parents, my dad used to pay us $100 for every A every time we got progress reports. So with that said, guess what your girl over here did? I had to make sure I secure the bag. So, I've always been an entrepreneur. If you think about it, if I was doing that back in the day, right? So I had to secure the bag. So I had to make sure I worked my ass off to make sure I got good grades. And then because my other siblings wouldn't get A's, my dad and my mom would be like, why can't you be like your sister? She always gets good grades. So yes, our parents, Hispanic parents, are like that. Or why can't you be like, or my perfect example, my mom, I didn't like playing sports. I tried to try out for basketball, and the minute I got pushed the wrong way, I was like, hells no, I am not playing basketball. Okay, I was like, no, because I'm gonna fight somebody, right? So then my mom, because my cousin played basketball, she said, why can't you be like your cousin that plays basketball? Or why can't you be like the other one that plays volleyball? So yes, it's sad, but yes, causing the cousins to dislike each other. Yes, that is so accurate. My mom and aunt ruined my confidence comparing me to my same age cousins. And I'm sorry, but that comes like from Hispanic parents. They do that. And from other parents as well. That happens. But it's just for you guys to understand that the root causes of sometimes us till this day dealing with imposter syndromes comes actually from way back. Okay. And let's talk about the workplace environment, root causes. A toxic boss constantly micromanages and undermines employees. It creates self-doubt because you feel like you're never going to do anything right. Or if you do it right, you don't even believe that you did it right because, your boss is constantly just like shitting on you. Okay. It's generational for sure. 1000%. 1000%. Okay. And then personal traits, right? An example of this is a perfectionist who believes anything less than 100% is a failure. That's awful. Not even 90%, right? 100%. 100%. If it's less than 100%, it's a failure. That's crazy. Crazy to me, right? But like I said, we are going to do this, right? And some of the effects of personal and professional, right? It could be like mental health. It could be that you are at a stalled career, strained relationships, right? So mental health, constant self-doubts leads to sleepless nights, overthinking, and chronic stress. The amount of times that I overthink, guys, is ridiculous till this day. Yes, please tap that screen. We need to get to 20K, right? The amount of times, right, when you start overthinking, I'm talking about like you overthink throughout the day. Like it could be days that you are overthinking everything, right? An example of the stalled career, it could be turning down a promotion because you think you're not ready or capable enough, right? Even if your manager disagrees. If you were called out to do that role, it was for a reason. Somebody believes in you, even though that you don't believe in yourself, okay? And maybe a strange relationship, right? Overworking to compensate for feeling of inadequacy, which leads to neglecting family and friends, okay? Let me just take a sip of my water 1 second. Okay, so I'm going to give you specific strategies, right? Because we all know that we deal with imposter syndromes, but strategies, right? How to change that mindset and shift those beliefs, right? So the use of I want you to use imposter syndrome to fuel your growth. So instead of focusing on fear, tell yourself, if I feel this way, I'm stepping out of my comfort zone, and that's where growth happens. Or you're gonna tell yourself, right, I can't do this. I can't do this right now, but I'm gonna take every necessary steps to make sure I am able to. Okay. And again, my favorite is stop being the negative Nancy, filling your brain with those negative thoughts that you can't, because you will start believing yourself that you won't be able to. Okay. Say, I'm going to get comfortable with the uncomfortable and I will accomplish this. Okay. Share your journal, your journey. I'm sorry, be very transparent about your journey, okay? Post on social media about how you overcame self-doubt, how you overcame limiting beliefs, right? And what strategies you use to deal with limiting beliefs, okay? Because that makes you very relatable and people trust you when you are being raw. Why do you guys think, why do you guys trust me? I want to know, why do you guys trust me, right? Because I don't come out here and I just point out the pretty, and the wins and the success, right? I am very raw and very honest about how long it took me to get here, okay? And I keep it real and I am very honest, right? And that's why you guys trust me. And that's why you guys like me as well, right? Because I'm going to tell you also exactly how it is. Okay, so when you are very raw and honest, that makes you very relatable, okay? Because people, I rock with your vibes. Thank you. Right? Because people, listen, and you yourself tell me all the time, but I see it for myself. I see a lot of people out here in the digital marketing space painting out a picture that is like, so, oh my God, this is so easy. It's only going to take 1 to 2 hours a day. You are going to make your investment back right away. I made my investment back in 2 days or 2 weeks. You're going to be making 5-figure months. Bullshit. That is such a lie. But I do see people out here preaching that, and that's not true. Exactly. You know what, Lorraine? But the thing that drives me is crazy that people jump on with those people instantly, like they don't even care about building the like trust factor. Okay, from the very first time I came across your live. Thank you so much, Melissa. They don't say next. They actually buy from that person because they feel they're going to be as successful as these people. Okay? That is why I trust you. I feel your honesty through my phone. Thank you so much. And I feel like I earned that with each and every one of you. Okay, but that's what drives me insane. I had a couple of people jump on my live last week talking about, an older lady saying how she was struggling and, how she had no idea. And she jumped on. Thank you so much, Roxanne, for my heart puff. And she jumped on into the digital marketing space because the person that she jumped through, was making high income claims. And that's why she bought. And I love her, honestly. Like she was very honest about it. And she's like, I didn't do my research, but look at me now, I'm struggling. And I felt so bad. I was over here trying to answer her questions. And if you guys were in that live, you know exactly who the person that I was talking about in the comments. She was like so lost. Like, what store do I go with? Like, you know what I mean? Had no idea because she bought into the income claims. Do your research. I say this all the time. Do your research. Okay? There are people out here just in this to resell a course. Okay? And it doesn't help that if you're struggling, dealing with imposter syndrome, dealing with comparison syndrome, with no idea what to do, you're definitely not going to enjoy your journey. And I want you to enjoy your journey, okay? So, imposter syndrome versus true self-assessment. You want to recognize the difference. Okay, so an imposter thought could be, I'm not experienced enough to sell my course. The reality is you've successfully used digital marketing strategies yourself and gain results, and your experience is valuable. Okay, so if you tell yourself, I'm not experienced enough to sell a course, you're going to say, okay, you're going to shift that mindset and you're going to say, okay, I invested in this course. I am going to take the time to learn the information inside the course because remember, knowledge is power. Okay. And then I am going to learn by dissecting and reviewing all the information inside the course. I will learn how to successfully come out here with confidence and sell this course. Rephrase those and shift that mindset, okay? And then I want you to identify growth, okay? Example, if you feel nervous about creating content because you don't feel comfortable being in camera, just like I was saying, just how I gave you the examples when earlier today, Bola, good morning, right? Just like how I gave you the examples, you are going to create B-roll. You can create any kind of content. You can start using faceless content, whatever you feel comfortable in using. Hey, you could even be hybrid. You can even be hybrid. My best friend, good morning. My best friend has a faceless account. She started faceless and now she wants to start showing her face. So I'm like, no worries. You can be hybrid. So you can also have faceless content, but you can also start doing B-roll where you start introducing people to who you are until you get comfortable. And then you can sprinkle some talking videos in there, but when you are comfortable, don't try to rush into it, okay? Trust me that when you get comfortable, you want to do it in baby steps, right? You want to get a little bit comfortable. You could do the B-roll. You could do maybe like a meme. You could do whatever you feel comfortable doing, and then eventually graduate to just like being in front of the camera creating talking videos. Okay? You can most certainly do that. Okay? And refrain from the limiting beliefs. Okay? Simone, good morning. From the imposter thought is going to tell you, I'm terrible at going live. I want you to rephrase that to, I still haven't figured out, I'm not getting the engagement that I want while I go live, but I will still go live, right? And the engagement will come effortlessly the more I show up and the more consistent that I do the live. Danielle, good morning. You see, you just want to keep rephrasing those imposter thoughts that keep running through your head, okay? Any questions for me? And that was all imposter syndrome. Any questions? Maria, good morning. Any questions? Again, and if you have any, what do you call it? If you have any strategy on how you personally deal with imposter syndrome, I would love for you to share it in the comments. If you have a certain way that you deal with imposter syndrome, I really want you to share it in the comments, because maybe the strategies that I shared might not. Will this be on YouTube? Yes, it will be on YouTube. It will absolutely be on YouTube. Yesterday's live, I haven't added yet. I have to do that today because I was in meetings. Like, as soon as I jumped off live, I was in meetings and I worked yesterday almost till 6 p.m. So I need to, crop, do that, do the two of them. But yes. But like I said, if you guys have any recommendations on how you personally deal with imposter syndrome, please share it in the lives. Or if you have any questions about anything else, please do ask away. We could just end imposter syndrome right here. And let me just repeat the quotes again, right? Because that's my favorites. I don't know, when I do like style lesson lives, I like to have quotes. Yes, please tap that screen. So success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. So let's just say, for example, we are dealing with imposter syndrome. Is that going to hold us back? No, absolutely not. That is not holding us back. We're gonna keep moving even stronger, harder, right? Because remember that's why I tell you to write down your whys, because I always want you to go back to your whys to be your biggest force to push forward, okay? And then doubt kills more dreams than failure ever did. Okay? Let me just say that again. Doubt, okay? Doubt kills more dreams than failure ever did. Jennifer, good morning. So stop doubting yourself. Stop it with the limiting beliefs. Stop it with the comparison syndrome. Stop focusing on whatever, what anyone else is doing. Like I said, mind your business. You need to mind your business, okay? And focus on your business, okay? What are you looking to get out of this? Like, why did you start in the digital marketing space to begin with? Go back to those whys. Go back to those whys. Go back whenever anything just starts creeping up. Whenever, right? Let me just say this. I did not want to go live today. I did not want to go live today. Like, I've been very honest with you guys. I haven't really been sleeping, right? I haven't been sleeping. And this morning when I woke up and I noticed how tired I was, instead of me saying how tired I was, I literally said, God, I just need you to give me the strength to get through today. Because I just feel like, every day I just wake up more and more and more and more tired because of the lack of sleep. And before I jumped live, I went and I took my shower, right? I did my morning, worshiping God. And I just laid in the couch for a good 10 minutes. And I said, I need to go live. I don't know how I'm going to do this, but I'm going to do this, right? Because I set a goal. I set a goal and a deadline, and I put a deadline to my goal, okay? So I said by the end of the week, right? By the end of the week, I want to at least have went live 5 times, right? So if I missed a day, right? Like, you know what I mean? So it's like, it forced myself, right? As much as I didn't want it, it forced myself that I had to show up for me and I had to show up for you. And that's why I stress the importance of setting goals, right? Because even on days when you don't want to show up, when you just like have those goals there, at least for me, that I like to check them off, they are going to push you to make sure you are accomplishing them. And here I am. And this is why I said today is the day that I'm going to need a coffee. Okay. Today is the day that I am going to need a coffee. Yesterday, I made my own. I made a black coffee, but today I deserve a coffee today. I feel like today's live was amazing, so I am going to treat myself to a coffee. Any questions? I'm going to be on till about 8:50, so please ask away. Anything that you want to talk about, any subject that you want me to talk about, let me know. I love doing these style lives. Let me know anything that you want me to come out here and talk about. Self-love. I love that. You want me to talk about self-love? Lorraine, is that a topic that you are throwing out there? Self-love? Because if it is, let me write it down here. Self-love is getting okay. Yes. Good morning, Chris. Good morning. You already knew. Any questions? Imposter syndrome is something I have dealt with. Okay, now let me ask you a question. What has helped, Bola, your imposter syndrome? I'm doing good, Chris. How are you? How are you doing? Here, motivated, trying to get through the day. The Self-Love Collection, thank you so much for the follow. How do you deal with imposter syndrome, Bola, or how have you dealt? I want to know from anyone that feels comfortable in sharing, how do you personally, or if you, and I know, listen, we have all dealt with imposter syndrome. So what I want to know is how, if you feel comfortable in sharing again, how have you dealt with it, or what has helped you deal with imposter syndrome? I just want to open it up to the floor to kind of like let me know what strategies you take to deal with it. I need to know. Let me know. Nothing? Really? Nobody wants to share? Okay, I can share mines in case, for those that jumped on late, this is lately I've been listening to inspirational videos. I love that. I love that. Thank you so much, Bola, for sharing. Thank you. For me, right? Driving, focus on your driving, girl, because safety first. Remember how I say that, right? For me, learning how to mind my business has definitely helped me a lot with my imposter syndrome. Okay, so spending more time and more energy on my business has definitely helped me with imposter syndrome. Affirming of, like, when I tell you, like, these positive affirmations and manifesting has also helped me a lot with imposter syndrome. Okay, getting rid of accounts that was affecting my growth has also helped me with imposter syndrome. Okay, so that's what kind of like has helped me. That has definitely helped me. But with the affirmations, I can't stress how important affirmation videos, affirmation statements are for you to add. Like, I am constantly stressing how you should be adding this to your daily routine. I especially have listening to meditation affirmations video. I love that. Oh, I have a question. Go ahead. Please ask away. Please ask away. I was looking through. Please do ask away. Gina, good morning. And Bola, if you have any specific affirmation videos that you want to share, that's your to-go person, also please don't hesitate to share with me. I'm always looking for new things to listen to, because you guys know I have a hard time just sitting down reading, because I already sit down for my job. So I like to listen. Like, all the books that I've been buying have been like audiobooks, because if I buy the physical books, it's gonna be hard to even finish them. I listen to daily affirmations every morning, which helps. Listening to modules in the courses, I love that. Right? Because it's like, the more you do it, I need you to understand that the more you do it, the easier it's going to get for you to start, like, getting rid of those bad habits, right? Of, dealing with the imposter syndrome, if that makes sense. Lorraine, I am not sure if you are still asking your question, but I don't see. Tiffany, good morning. This is why I try so hard to join your lives, even if I can't comment. And that is okay. Whenever I see that you jump on, if I see that you are not interacting, I already know is that you're working. And that is okay, Melissa. That is okay. So Lorraine, I did see that you said, I have a question. I was looking through, and that's all that came through. I don't want you to think that I'm ignoring you. Okay, right here. I went to unfollowing people that do not align with my beliefs. Will that affect my algorithm? No. I say this all the time. If they are not in alignment with you, go ahead and remove them. Okay. See, I've removed people in the digital marketing space, and that did not affect my algorithm, because you are still creating content for that niche, right? So you are good. Girl, thank you. Bye. I'm done. Right? So no, that will not affect your algorithm. And that's why, like I said, right? That's why that is one of the tips that have helped me is, getting rid of, bigger accounts that were, oh my God, I started looking at my followers and I was like, yeah. But one thing I am going to tell you, one thing I do need to let you know is that you don't want to be unfollowing crazy amounts of accounts a day, because I don't want you to get in trouble, right? I want you to do no more than 10. Okay? And that's what I said, right? Whenever I jump into TikTok, let it be to answer any messages, to respond back. If I want to, your content will not be on my feed, right? It would be like maybe new accounts that are following me. So when I want to go engage with all of you guys' account, I literally go into your account, Lorraine, and engage with the last 3 videos. I will go into just for an example, into Bola's account and comments and like, well, her content. But that's exactly how I do it, because the feed, if you that's my fear about just like going through the For You page, is the fear of just staying in the scroll for too long, if that makes sense. Or I'll just go directly into Odalisa's account and show love. My For You page changed. I don't see you guys and me either. And that's why if I want to show you love, I have to go directly into your account. Do I have to go in? That's how I normally do it, because that's the thing. If you start scrolling in your For You page to find any of us that recently posted, you're gonna get lost in the scroll, and I don't want you to do that. Okay, I don't see anything from you anymore. See what I mean? So that's why I go directly into you guys' accounts and I show love. Okay. It's like, you need to understand, the more you grow your account, the harder it is for you to see your day one people. Okay? Hold affirmation time. Yes, please. Yes, please. Right before I get off. Yes. Right in time. We miss them. We just missed your spicy. Give us a couple of spices. Give us some spicy-ish, and we appreciate that. Thank you. Yes. Look, everybody's hyped. Ready for these affirmations. They're ready. We're not going to start throwing numbers because I know how busy you are, right? But if you want to jump on and read them out, that's fine. Or if you don't want to jump on and just type them out, that's fine. Okay. But we is ready, girl. Okay, I can jump on. Yay. I love it. Okay, let me send you an invitation for you to jump on.
Good morning.
Buenos dias.
I'm sorry, ladies. I'm still.
Don't apologize. You're good.
Yeah.
You are good.
So, I'm going to do this spicy. Yeah, my followers, guys, I don't know. My For You page is reckless.
You know what happens? I think you remember when your video went viral. Didn't you say you get a lot of followers from that video, that boxing video you posted?
Yeah.
So that's the thing that happens, that when you get a lot of followers, when you go viral, the bigger your account it is, the harder it's gonna be for you to you see your day one in your For You page. So that's normal.
Yeah, I've been seeing like a girl.
You're seeing things you don't want to see.
Yeah, I'm like, so no. Okay. If love turns lonely, let it go. Number 1. I don't know who needs to hear that, but
Oh, damn. Maybe that was for me. Hey.
love turns lonely, let it go. 2025. Listen, Jody, I'm going to tell you something really quick. When you turn 50, girl, you'll remember me. You're not going to give 2 shits about anything. You're going to be like, bye. Trust me.
Lorraine, I don't give 2 shits now.
Well,
I don't give 2 shits now. So, so maybe that card was for me to take action. Yeah, because just like I said, 2025 is about making intentional actions, taking intentional actions.
Self-love, self-care.
Yes.
If you can't love yourself, you can't expect to love anyone else.
That's so true. Wow.
Simple as that.
That was powerful. I like that.
I'll have another one. Let's see. I am enough. I am me. I am so fucking worth it.
Yes,
That
I
goes hand in hand with that one.
am. But Melissa said, but it's 100%, but it's different in our 50s. Ayy.
Oh, yes, it is.
Like we don't play that shit. You don't play that shit? Is that what you meaning?
Yep. I tell my family I'm not cooking today. They're like, what? I'm like, nope. Today I will not be cooking. They're like,
I love that.
yeah, no.
Figure it out. Go
Figure it
starve.
out. That's my infamous word. Figure it out.
Figure it out. Okay, okay.
'Cause my family. Anyway, that's a whole nother combo. Here's another one. Even though I am anxious and afraid, I will be fucking brave anyway.
Period. Point blank, period.
Making mistakes is better than faking perfections.
Oh my God, I love that. Can you repeat that one again, please?
Making mistakes is better than faking perfections.
Period. Exactly.
I'm gonna do a nice one.
Yes.
Affirmation card. Hold on. Today I am happy. Today happiness and love will fill my heart and soul all day.
Aw. Okay.
Another one. Today I am mindful. Today I know how deep in my heart and soul that happiness and self-worth are within me. Ooh, this one goes with those too.
Mhm. I guess I needed to hear those today.
We all did.
Mhm.
We all did, girl. Because it's not just if love turns lonely, let it go. It's not just a partner. That doesn't resonate just for a partner. It could be a family member. It could be a worker, co-worker, someone a friend. You know, if they're not giving you love, if you're always putting in, they're taking. It's time to recognize.
That's what I'm saying. Some people just come into your life to take, take, take.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like take, take, take. Like it's just like, and I think I want to be very intentional, about like I started with I'm done like people pleasing, you know what I mean? Because that's another thing. When you people please too much, like they suck the life out of you. So,
Energy vampires, I call them.
yep,
And that could be anybody,
yeah,
family, you know.
agreed, 1,000%.
When someone calls you, you just roll your eyes up. Do not if you roll your eyes up and you're like, "Ay, Dios mío, what now?" Don't even pick it up.
Yes.
Even pick it
Hey,
up.
hey, we made it to 20K. No, I agree. I agree because it's like, what the problem is, Lorraine, that people sometimes feel entitled to get, something from you or
To take
expect
your
something.
time, or they want to lay their burdens on your lap. And
Yeah.
what people don't realize is, we are energy exchangers. We exchange energy. You know what I tell my kids, my girls, even like with partners, I say to them, before you lay down with a man or this or that, whatever, just think about it. You're exchanging energy with someone else. How value is this person? What is this person gonna? What value is this person giving you? It's not just boom, I'm gonna lay it out. No, that's you're exchanging energy. You're exchanging DNA. Girl, I try to get real gross, so they'd be like, ew, no.
Yeah. Chris was saying that is my family. Yeah, sometimes unfortunately our family be the one, I keep them at a distance. The best thing you could do.
Yep.
The best thing you could do.
Yep.
Like it's crazy sometimes. Like I have a better relationship with some of my cousins than my actual siblings. Like my older sister, you would think that I would just like for anything I would reach out to her, but no. It would be the other way around. Whenever that's the only time I hear from my sister is when she needs a favor.
That's sad. That makes me sad for you. I don't have brothers and sisters, so I don't. I'm an only child, so I don't know what that feels like. But I do. I'm very, very. I'm very, very strict on my girls. Make sure that they stay together. They help each other. I tell them all the time. That's my biggest thing. That they stay together, help each other, no matter what. No matter what, they only have each other.
And that's a good way to teach them. I tell the girls the same thing. Well, I tell, the kids the same thing. I love the relationship they have, at least the girls, because they're both like around the same age. And I tell them, I was like, I like very vocal about I don't want them having the relationship I have with my sister, which is non-existent.
Hmm.
So, but
My
yes.
oldest, Jody, is 28 and my youngest is 14, and they are best friends.
Oh my God, I love
Yeah.
that.
28-year-old and my youngest, they are best friends. Oh my God. My oldest is best friends with all of them because she's like the mom of of all of them. They all get scared. Oh, does Serena know? Does Serena? I'm like, yep, she knows. And they're like, because she's tough.
Oh my God.
My husband always says, yep, she's just like you. She's tough. So she's tough on them, but she loves them.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
But me, I can't wait to be an empty nester. That's another topic. But anyway, you'll see when you come visit me.
Listen, you know that my daughter, when she turned 18, she's like, before she turned 18, she's like, when I turn 18, I'm gonna move out. And girl, she's already 19. And I'm like, why are you still living in my house? She's like, I ain't going nowhere.
Daddy, I have a 6 bedroom house. They're all home except for my second oldest. She's
Okay.
not home because she got married and stuff like that, and she only lives 8 minutes away, but
Aw,
she's the only one out the house. My 28-year-old was out the house, but then she came back home because of her job. But
okay.
she's about to move out in the next couple months or whatever, but still, we still have three.
Listen, oh my God. Yeah, I just laugh and then I have Gabe. Gabe just turned 12, so it's not like he's gonna go anywhere anytime soon either.
That's what they keep telling John. I'm like, we still have a 14-year-old, please.
Yeah. But we gotta embrace it because it's true, they grow fast.
They grow fast. Yep.
Yeah. And then we miss those moments.
Yep. Yep. It's so true. Well,
Thank you.
I'm gonna drop.
Yeah, and I'm gonna
Thank
be
you.
jumping off as well. Thank you so much. I'll see you all
To
tomorrow.
everyone online. Many blessings.
Man.
Post the content. Support each other. Like, comment, share from the bottom up. Whatever you need to do, let's do it.
Exactly.
2025, guys.
Yes, we need to be very intentional.
Yeah.
Chris said her son didn't move out till 26. I guess I need to prepare myself just in
Yeah,
case.
that's the age. We have 2 acres. My husband's thinking about knocking some trees down and putting up a few tiny homes to be like, vete pa'l Playalda.
Oh my God, I'm done. I'm done. That would be awesome.
All right, I'm gonna drop. Have a good day, everyone.
Thank you. Have a nice day, everyone. I also need to jump, but I'm okay because I told him to go to school. Say, yeah, that's good. That's good, Chris. You're being a mother. That I feel like we will all do something like that.
Yes, if they're in school and working, we don't mind. Stay at
Exactly.
home as long as you can. But if you have
It's
other
just not staying at home doing nothing with
yes,
your life.
no,
Yeah,
no.
for sure. Awesome.
All
So
right,
I
guys.
will see you all tomorrow morning, and thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.
You too, girls. Bye bye.
Bye.